Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for November 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your monthly reading for November. Can't believe we're here already, but here we are. The months are literally flying on by, but November has arrived, and it certainly promises to be a pretty big month ahead, for we have officially moved into smoldering Scorpio season. And let's just say that this month it may slip on in quietly, but it certainly holds a lot of gravitas, a lot of intensity, and it also offers you an opportunity for your fearless inner strength to make major power moves in silence, but the results and the rewards will make some monumental noise for your future. For you shall be magnetic and attract lots of opportunity this month. A highly transformative time to dive deep emotionally and also rise up like a phoenix to rebirth, overcome any issues, and reclaim your power, your sovereignty, and of course, success. I love the way that card popped out there for you. Now, the truth, they say, shall set us free, and this is a supercharged month of cathartic release and reset, as captivating Scorpio season bestows Plutonian energy upon us all to face our truth with a critical eye and cast out anything that does not enrich ourselves and our journey ahead. It is here that we hold ourselves to higher standards, and with laser-like focus, this month it's full steam ahead. That final push before December encourages a slower pace. Persuasive Scorpio season actually amplifies persistence and tenacity as the driving force and determination behind your plans, your goals, and your dreams. Now, your 11th house is influencing you this month, so you're going to be all up in your hopes and wishes and how you proceed for what you want to achieve there. So this is going to be a great month for you to manifest there, my beautiful Cancerians. And of course, this month actually encourages you to seek your truth and wear it proud, to confront any fears, challenge the status quo, ask leading questions, and dig a little bit deeper as you contemplate the mysteries of you and all that you are capable of and more, as well as your interaction within your world and the world outside of yourself. Now also, your sensual side comes out to play as you explore new experiences and challenge yourself out of your comfort zone. This is the month to dare, to double dare even, as your inner rebel sets the tone and the pace for the coming weeks. But it's not all action-packed, for you may also have a profound sense of yearning for alone time. A real desire to process your path, understand your emotions, let go of the past, and make sense of deeper undertones in your life and, of course, the world around you. Emotional security and your home life will be firmly on your mind as you try to make sense of a world undergoing a radical shift. Now, the super full moon is actually in the sign of Taurus, and that's really positive. It'll occur on the 5th. It offers us all an opportunity to remain practical, stay on top of our finances, as well as foster habits to attract more abundance. Plus the Uranus retrograde, which is already in motion, it will dip back into the sign of Taurus, requesting you to revisit any financial strategies or plans or reevaluate spending. But with the notion this time to gift yourself a little treat or even receive a token of appreciation from an alternative source. This retrograde also helps you rewire or plan without any sudden, unexpected plot twists flinging you out of your comfort zone. I mean, it's always nice to step out of your comfort zone, and Scorpio season will nudge you to do that. However, nobody likes to be flung by a plot twist. So it's nice that Uranus is, behaving itself a little bit more this month, shall we say. However, Mercury retrograde is a different story, and of course it is notorious for causing issues with communication systems, delays, social media network glitches, miscommunications, and general befuddlement, especially when clarity is sought. So get everything in writing as documented proof, just in case you have to prove it, and save down financial statements to prove finances there as well, should there be that glitch. Now, the 6th of November sees Venus get up close and personal in the sign of Scorpio. So if you're single, expect some sparks to fly with a new encounter. And if you're already committed, this month will dial up the chemistry and take it to a whole new level. Let's just say it's time to adore and explore. Sounds like a lot, right? But breathe, because Jupiter retrogrades on the 11th, and it asks you to relax, to really question where you're spending your energy, and it reminds you that you've got this. For Scorpio season nudges you to be the change that you want to see in your world. And with that fire in your soul coming to the surface, you'll be excited by the revamp. Now, in terms of world events, and please fast forward this part if you really do not wish to hear it, I did mention in my 2025 yearly forecast that this year was a monumental shift year. Neptune's 165-year orbit period is about to complete. It just dipped back into the sign of Pisces as a final salute before moving permanently into Aries. This will never occur again in our lifetime. And last time Neptune shifted like this was between 1847 to 1875. Now, why should this be relevant? Well, that time period documents radical revolution, uprisings, advancements in technology, famous gold rushes, agricultural struggles, changes in monarchy, and a shift in higher consciousness, which also saw a rise in spiritualism as people returned to their core values. Also, incidentally, the Suez Canal even underwent significant construction affecting trade during that time, and we see the same progression in that very area as we embark on the same cycle. Now, I'm not saying that history will repeat itself this time in this timeline, but perhaps we can learn from the past to understand the present direction. And I also mentioned that this year would be about fire and water. Neptune in Pisces, of course, affects oceans. When it moves into Aries, it will affect fire, and land masses that have lain dormant for hundreds of thousands of years are awakening, and underwater topography could also be impacted there too. Now, a solar maximum flare, as it were, could impact a seismic event this month, maybe even a potential for a major power outage, but this too shall pass. And we will hear more about the mysterious three-eye atlas and its very unusual light anomalies. That's what's going to be talked about in the next coming months there. Mars. Now let's talk about Mars. It also moves into the sign of Sagittarius, which can lead to potential conflict. Mars is a fiery planet associated with confrontation and war. Combined with impulsive Sagittarius energy, this can trigger a gamble with audacious moves in order to expand or control. When these two come together, rhetoric is replaced firmly with action. And, this can play out in your own life as well. So, for example, those two energies can make people feel a bit cranky and, push each other's buttons. So it can be like an impulsive, on the spur of the moment, off the cuff comment that could trigger, a conflict. So just watch out for that in and around that time period. And of course, the energy affects us all on so many different levels. So the new moon in Scorpio, for you in particular, my beautiful Cancerians there, offers you a chance at something new, but also with an electric twist, something bold, something daring, but most importantly, something meaningful and true to who you are. It offers you a period of reflection where you can contemplate stealthy moves towards more abundance, more security, and true power, of course, moves in silence. A spark of the divine will be lit within you, helping you to engage more fully in all that enriches your soul and your wonderful path ahead. And whatever it is for you, it is electric because you have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's good news. It is an energy of celebration. It is some sort of good fortune or a lucky event that you will celebrate there at the end of the month. Now, looking at your cards, we got the Temperance twice. So this is your protagonist energy. You're like, I don't want any drama. I'm not going to react to anything. I just want it to be calm. I don't want to feel exhausted. I'm focused on my purpose. And I just want harmony. Please, can there just be harmony for the month of November? Well, you're going to get your wish. I feel like there is an energy here of things moving ahead. There's a lot of success here. I feel like you're, moving past a troubling time or a problem. If you've been going round and round in circles with a person who's close to you, perhaps having the same argument or perhaps having the same misunderstanding, I feel the month of November brings you both together, erecting healthier boundaries, and there's a more even keel energy there for you as well. Now, of course, the Temperance card means that you're focused on your sense of purpose, and a lot of you, because there is this map there, you could be thinking about overseas travel, or you could be thinking about, family overseas. If you have anybody overseas, there could be connections there. Some of you could be reconnecting to people that you haven't seen in a long time. Perhaps they've been overseas there as well. But I feel like your soul song is calling for something more. But if you see this card, there's two people here, of course, and you also have the Lovers card. So this month, your 11th house and your 5th house are governing you. So these energies are going to make you lean into your friendships, into your family a little bit more, to let your hair down, have fun. A lot of you are trying to seek out interesting events or things to go to keep things fresh and, to keep yourself excited about, what's out there to connect to. Your 11th house is all about your hopes, wishes, and dreams, of course, not just for you though, but for your family. You're the sort of person who supports the people around you. So I feel like a lot of you could be lending that support to the people that you care about. But we do have a 7 of Pentacles there. So a lot of you are focused on your health and your family's health this month there as well, because your 11th house is going to really make you do that. But also, you may be looking at where you feel dissatisfied in life. What is the missing ingredient? What do you feel like you only have half of right now and you want to feel a little bit more full in? You may be looking at sowing seeds in new areas. If you think about this apple right there on that tree, that figure has cut that apple in half, has access to seeds. So that can be that some of you are literally growing your own food or have a desire to grow something, some herbs or something in your home if you don't have a garden there. There is also this energy of planting seeds for your future. So seeds can be like saving some money, but also it can be that you're having ideas that will grow into something that will be very lucky in your future. A lot of you, because this is a card of balancing your energies, so this could be second streams of income. A lot of you may be thinking about seasonal work at this time, putting yourself out there to get that. But also there is a fortunate turn of events in your career if you are already in a job, a role. I see some sort of conversation here around promotion. Maybe even talk about a bonus or something abundant. It could be a benefit. Could also be if you run your own company, for example, it could be a client sending you a token of appreciation, or maybe it's a good review, or maybe it is something that sets you up for your future, because the Four of Swords is like, and relax. There is this energy of peace, like you got this, maybe something you were uncertain about or worried about. It turns out better than you thought. It works out in your favor. And I feel like you're leaning into self-care routines there as well. So in terms of your career, I see a lot of advancement, a lot of nourishing ideas in order to expand your reach, and maybe even think about the next steps on your career. If you're currently out of work, a lot of you, there's an energy here that, I'm getting two. One is that there could be a co-alliance. So what I mean by that is you could go through an agency and be placed in a permanent role for some of you. So it could be someone who is like an intermediary who helps you get the role of your dreams there. But also For some of you, this could be a friend that you have who tells you about an opportunity. You go for that and you get the job. So I feel if you are searching for a job, for some of you, you may be searching overseas as well. Okay. And again, I feel like there are some options that are opening up to you. And with that Six of Wands, you're going to be seen in all your glory. I don't know if you noticed there, the candle started moving there. I feel there's a lot of success happening here for you. I feel there is a sweet reward or sweet benefit to this job, whatever it is. Of course, it brings in extra money because the Empress is very abundant. This is a highly creative role as well. It is something that you're destined to get. Four Swords, I feel like you can relax that you got the job. You know, for a lot of you, this could be a role where it's a standalone position, or it is a high ranking position, managerial, or something more there. So I feel you get the job of your dreams, and it just feels like you've been tested, searching for an opportunity. And of course, you finally get one that you feel that you could stick around in. Because remember, they're not just interviewing you for the role, you're interviewing them to see if they are fit for what you aspire to achieve in your finances and also in your goals. And also, for some of you, if you run your own business, I feel a lot of you are expanding overseas. You're looking at your options. Perhaps you're doubling down on what you do already. If you run a business that is quite successful already, but you feel like you've hit a plateau, a lot of you could be branching out in a different area. It feels like something is automated or something is on a good footing right now. It's ticking over nicely, and you could be branching out in a different area or launching something new that complements what you do already. Because remember, this is about blending energy. So this could be a lot of you blending businesses or blending ideas in order to set up second streams of income there. And I'm talking about income because you have the tree on this card. Tree represents wealth. Of course, it represents family as well. I've already talked about that. A lot of you are leaning into having fun with your family or booking events there. Your fifth house is all about love as well. So if you are searching for love, I feel like you could meet a person who has a very different lifestyle than you. Maybe someone who's from abroad who actually comes to live where you're at. And I feel your soul song just matches because look at these two cards. There's romance here, right there. So if you're single, looking to mingle, there's definitely romance on the cards here for you. You can do a lot of traveling with this person, a lot of adventure, but a lot of nesting. And this person, they bring out that magic in you. It's already in you, and you can bring it out yourself. You're someone who is self-sufficient. You don't need anybody, of course, but I feel you are destined to meet this person. And, I just feel that even when you're away from each other, you're both on each other's mind, and it is just wonderful. It is magic. So I do see a loving relationship, very romantic, passionate, and you just feel secure and safe in this relationship. You can see a future with this person, but I feel you kind of don't want to go there. You want to live in the moment, be spontaneous, and not kind of like let any expectations cloud your judgment on the future of the relationship, although both of you are moving towards a high level commitment there as well. Now, if you are someone who is already in a relationship, I see a lot of travel for you Cancerians this month. So if you're not on the move already, I see here that a lot of you, especially with these two cards, are booking travel, maybe discussing where to go. Maybe a lot of you are looking at storms or, places that have potential to have a storm, and you may be thinking about avoiding those areas. Some of you, if you're already on a vacation, and this is not going to be all of you, there could be some monumental storm activity that kind of, you have to wait it out, okay? Because we've got that Four of Swords there. That can be that perhaps you, are inside, maybe in your hotel room if you've got a hotel room, or in the apartment, or maybe you're going to do activities inside. Perhaps it will limit you for a couple of days. I'm not going to lie to you. I can see the energy right there because, Six of Swords, that looks very like cloudy energy there. I feel like you avoid the worst of it, whatever it is, but it may kind of scupper a couple of days of your vacation. That's if you're on a vacation already, okay? That's something if you're checking in. I feel like you already know this, though you may have already looked at the forecast, but let's remove from the energy and go straight into these two. No matter who you are, what you're doing, I feel like you're trying to keep balance and harmony in your life. You're trying to lean into your sense of purpose. I feel a lot of you with these cards, you're fostering patience. So this could be that you feel that your patience has been tested by a person that you're close to, and I feel that both of you come to some sort of understanding in November, and you have the difficult conversation that feels testing, but actually it helps bring you both closer together. This could be with a partner if you're with a partner, or it could be with a child if you're having a difficult moment with a child there. Could also be with a neighbor or a boss. I'm not seeing any boss energy, only your own, because we've got the overarching energy there. Majority of your energy is about relationships, of course, friendship groups. If you're searching for your soul tribe, some of you may even think about going to some sort of retreat or some sort of hobby or activity that brings people together. And I see a lot of you making a friend for life this month. This is someone new coming into your life, and they just kind of get you. They've been through very similar experiences, and you just laugh a lot together, and it just feels like it lightens the energy. Okay, so that's coming through there as well. Some of you may even be hosting, a party or some sort of event in your home that brings people together, and you may be talking about world topics like conflicts in countries. Okay, I don't really want to say that, but that's just come out there. Just be a little bit mindful. There may be one person who's got very radically different views from you about this, and of course there could be a little bit of turbulent conflict there, but ultimately I feel both of you kind of say, well, let bygones be bygones. Let's agree to disagree. Let's just kind of leave it there, because I feel like you just don't want the conflict. And of course, those two doves are like peace again. So I really feel there's something here that occurs in your month where it may throw you out temporarily from your usual routines, but it's something that's a whirlwind of fun, but also it may feel very exhausting, and then suddenly it kind of leaves. So I feel more than anything, this is about either visiting people or people visiting you, or perhaps there is something of an event, because your fifth house says, I need to pursue pleasure. So a lot of you are going to be letting your hair down, going to lots of events. I feel like it could be a lot of social activity this month there, and flinging you out of your comfort zone to seek more fun and excitement. Maybe some of you are going to pick up a hobby there as well. But this is your protagonist energy, where it's like, you know what? I like what I know, and I know what I like. I don't want any disruptions. But as I said, there's just a minor kind of blip in your schedule that actually feels like fun. And a lot of you, this could be some interesting news that you'll celebrate, because I feel here a lot of you have been tested recently. This is a calmer month for you, a nicer pace for you there. But if you have been tested, I feel like you passed the test, and there are going to be rewards for this. So if some of you are literally taking a test, or a partner or someone close to you is taking a test, whether it's a child taking, a test in some way, or whether it is, you upskilling in some way, you're going to do the test. You may not know how you did, but I see you passing the test. That's literally what this means. Some of you are getting certifications, qualifications, and Six of Wands is celebration. It is reward. It is a victory. It's a win there. For some of you, this could be an award. If you're someone who's creative, you could even win an award from overseas in some sort of festival or some sort of competition there as well. Maybe, whatever it is that you're doing this month that is kind of testing you or putting you in training, because I see a lot of you could be in training there. There could be a governing body that is connected to a company overseas, or, a well-known, maybe, name, or maybe a well-known person is the patron of this kind of event, and I feel like you get noticed for something. There is definitely here an energy of an award, okay? But this could also be a token of appreciation, because right now in the water I'm seeing a bunch of flowers. So the bouquet tends to mean social activity or something you are integrated in that is coming to an end at some point, and there is reward. There is celebration at the end of it. Now, if you're creative, like a performer, actor, musician, this could be that, you do a gig or you do a job that gets you seen by a lot of people, you're appreciated, and it's your calling card for the next opportunity. Someone in the audience was watching you, and someone wants to advance your career. So that's coming out there as well. But for everybody else, of course, this is an energy of staying on top of your routines. It is an energy of paying your bills on time and fostering an opportunity to open up to new things in life. The Seven of Pentacles means you're at a bit of a crossroads in life. You're contemplating your next steps. Some of you are reimagining your space. So it could be that you may be moving stuff around in your home space to revamp the space or utilize the space in the best way to really clear out old energy and revamp there. But as you can see, this is a period of harvest time. This figure is literally harvesting. You know, there's all those apples there on the floor, but she has the biggest apple of all. So this tells me that there is a lot of reward or something happening here for you financially that brings in some nice news. So when you have a Seven of Pentacles there, this can indicate that things are going well, you have enough, but you may be sort of spending some of that money on self-development at this time, whether it's holidays. A lot of you, it's vacations or holidays there because there's a lot of travel energy here, or whether it is, you know, some sort of self-care. I mean, for some of you, this could be some mindfulness. You and a friend could go to some sort of spa, or perhaps it's a massage, or maybe it's like a yoga class or a meditation class, or it could be that you're deciding to run this in your own home. So you could be like getting some friends over and saying, hey, let's just do some mindfulness at home and save some money and just, you know, put on a YouTube video or something and just do it ourselves. So this could be that you know you want to save money because this is a card of saving money. A lot of you are on top of your finances there, but you're utilizing some of the money to treat yourself there as well. You have financial responsibilities and you're prioritizing those first, but then you may be pooling some of your resources to treat you and the people that you care about. A lot of you maybe even gifting during this time or purchasing gifts. But I would say, you know, with the Seven of Pentacles as well, a lot of you are trying to remain in a peaceful energy to protect your health and make sure that you are not triggered by anybody else's storm, as it were, or their drama. You're protecting your inner peace there. Now, Seven of Pentacles also indicates that a lot of you are developing ideas this month. You're firmly in your plans. You're checking the exchange for reciprocity. I feel a lot of you could apply for something, for planning permission on something during this time. It will be granted. You may wait for it for a little while and you may be wondering the delay could be making you anxious, thinking, oh, I'm not going to get it. Maybe they don't want to give this to me. Whatever it is you're applying for, you're going to get it. There's going to be a lot of success around it. You're going to love it there as well. I also just think that a lot of you are leaning into personal development, improving focus, mental well-being, looking at your energy levels. So some of you could listen to podcasts during this time, because I feel these cards are like, you could be listening to things that really inspire you as you're doing stuff. You're doing a lot of multitasking this month there as well. But I feel like you're trying to tune into what your body really needs and tune into what your soul is yearning for at this time. You know, this is a card of really kind of nourishing yourself, nurturing yourself in a different way. So a lot of you will be looking at your diet, your exercise routines. Your 11th house is going to make you do that. You're thinking about your future, and that informs the now, because of course you're going to be not just helping other people and, you know, caring about them, you're caring about your body. So you may be choosing healthier options when it comes to food substances. And I'm not just mentioning that because the apple is there. You know, this card indicates that you may feel lethargic in your energy. You're doing so much, you're on the go, and you may feel that you need to, you know, explore a little bit more in the kitchen, be a kitchen witch during this time and try new recipes or try new diets or try new things that inform your body in a different way. A lot of you are looking alternatively at the food substances that you eat, because of course the Temperance card is like looking at the alternative, and so is the Seven of Pentacles. So what I mean by that is, you know, you may be looking at an egg, for example, and instead of just looking at an egg and going, that tastes good, or no, I don't like that, you know, you're looking at an egg like, okay, that provides vitamin D. Or you may be looking at an orange and saying that provides vitamin C. I need to up my levels in this area. I feel like you're really breaking it down. You're compartmentalizing what food is, how it tastes, of course, but at the same time, how it informs your body and what vitamins that you require. Now, some of you, if you've been feeling a little bit out of sorts, always go and check with a practitioner. I don't see anything negative here. I feel a lot of you need a rest and a massage and a cocktail on a beach somewhere. And if you've got space in your suitcase for me, I'll come with you because, of course, I feel like we're all under pressure right now and it's a lot. But I feel a lot of you, if you're feeling just a little bit out of sorts in some way, okay, again, as I said, I don't see anything negative here. A lot of you will be just asked to rest if you're feeling just a little bit, under the weather there. I would say that go to a, healthcare practitioner if you're just feeling a little bit off. I would say they're going to tell you you may have too much of something in your body in some way. So you may have been overzealous in some vitamin or mineral there, making sure that you've got it. It can be that your body is absorbing it really well and you've just given yourself a little bit of excess. So it could have just thrown you out of balance there, but I'm not a healthcare practitioner, okay? So always check with someone who's got the knowledge. You're going to talk with someone who has a lot of compassion. Okay, someone who actually really cares. And a lot of you, if you're going through the menopause, for example, I feel there could be too much of one thing affecting your hormones in some way, because the Temperance card for me is always giving me vibes of hormones and something being a little bit out of balance, trying to remain in balance, but sometimes it feels tricky to get the components right. So I feel like you may be given some advice on, not having too much of something that actually is still good for you, but you may have just tipped yourself out of balance there. So you may learn about that in the month of November for some of you there. But, because your 11th house is all about your hopes, dreams, and wishes, you're really going to be manifesting. So you're going to be looking at what you feel you have in your life right now, what you feel you lack, and you're going to be finding a partnership there in that there as well, okay? Now, interesting, you have a lot of commitment cards during this month. Now, this doesn't mean your commitments to other people. This can mean a commitment to yourself, making a declaration to self, to lean into self-care, to nourish yourself in a better way. But also, you may be looking at what you watch, because everything that we engage in or commit to, it informs our body, mind, and soul. So, for example, we got Samhain, and a lot of people lean into scary movies during this time. I love scary movies myself, but the energy lives in your body. It informs your body. So it can indicate that you're looking at what you watch, what you listen to, and how it informs, the equilibrium within your body. And this could also go towards news sources, anything that's negative or anything that tries to rain on your parade or makes you feel worried. I feel like you're moving away from that at this moment in time to create more peace and more alignment in your body is what I'm seeing there. But also, because these cards are all about your commitments, I feel like you're firmly on top of your goals, your dreams, your finances. And I feel like, this is a month where you're maintaining and sustaining, but also trying to advance towards something more. So you could be learning new skills during this time in order to move into higher positions to earn money. For a lot of you, you're overcoming something emotionally turbulent or a challenging time there. You've really been tested, and it could be someone who was very close to you who tested you, or perhaps you're having a bit of a cloud over a certain person where you're a little bit confused as to why they said something, why they've done something. So it may set you thinking about it, but actually I feel like you kind of shrug it off oh, well, you know what? I'm just going to do me at this time. I feel like this person, if you're having a conflict with someone, they will reach out in order to make amends or to discuss why they've been distant. And I feel like you've got no time for other people's drama. So I feel like you're really focused on yourself there. But also, this is a card of partnerships. And your 11th house and 5th house both lean into partnerships. Now, partnerships can be just friendship circles. You and your bestie, can also be you and family members. You're going to be looking at leaning into those friendships, being a lot more sociable this month. And also, partnerships can be with businesses or alliances. A lot of you could lean into social media, for example, to expand your reach when it comes to your business, if you have a business, because this is a big month for growth, but also it is about pruning. Cutting away anything that does not work for you, helping you expand in certain areas. A lot of you may be expanding your mind and really looking at your emotions, but because it feels like these two figures are giving me an energy of working alliances. I feel a lot of you, there's going to be someone who's got your back if you're in a career. but it could be that you're setting up a partnership with a social media platform, for example, in order to expand your reach in some way, or you're doing something that complements what you already do. Okay, so this can indicate that, you know, as I mentioned, if you're looking for a job, I see a role that is like managerial coming on in there. There may be a challenging interview that you have, but I feel like you can see yourself aligning with that company. So if you're searching for a job, you may feel very dissatisfied right now on the job market. It's very challenging. Just when you feel like there's an opportunity, you may have put yourself up for it only to be told that, oh, that role's already filled. And you're like, well, it's still advertised, so what gives? So a lot of you may be feeling just a little bit bereft regarding job opportunities, but I do see a high-ranking position coming on in, and I do see that, you know, the logistics of what you do in this role, it's like you get to see what other people don't see in the role. So it could be something really like monumental where you make a difference. You're given secrets in the company in some way, or you see the inner workings of the company, or you oversee it in some way. But it's a great alliance there. Also, you know, this is a card of making major decisions this month. So I feel a lot of you are trying to make a head and heart decision this month. You don't want to just be all up in your emotions. You're trying to be logical about it. But remember, your heart knows the way. If you do not factor your heart into the situation and you only try to make a decision from your headspace, then of course your heart will whisper until you ignore the head, and the heart will always find a way. I want you to be aware of that. Now, also, you know, this Lover's card is an energy of manifestation when it comes to your 11th house. It can indicate something that you want with your whole heart and soul. You've been trying to manifest, you've been working hard to make it happen for you, and you may be looking at an alternative strategy to get there. So this could be that, you know, you're tweaking your plans. Doesn't mean that you're not on course. I feel like you are definitely on course to achieve what you want, but you may tweak something, and it just streamlines and makes it easier for you. And if you've been feeling stuck in a rut recently, Six of Swords indicates that you're being guided out of this and you're on to better things this month. Six of Swords, of course, is a travel card, but also it means that if you've been going through some turbulent times or emotionally there's been some challenges, or even if, you know, you've been having one thing after another just be a setback or just a problem, it's important to recognize that November will, you know, clear the path for you to move forward, believe in yourself, and trust in the unknown, because you're in a transition towards something greater. And I feel like luck is going to be on your side. If you've been feeling a little bit unlucky recently, or you feel that the energy has been very disruptive, I feel this is a great month where you remain on track and you make some movement and improvement in your life there as well. Now, some of you may literally be taking a boat ride or some travel. I feel like, you know, you're going to really enjoy your trip there. It gives you thinking time is what I'm being given. Listen to the thoughts. Even if you're having a day away or staycation, you don't have to travel. It can be that you're just giving yourself a moment of respite, because I feel like you have a lot on your plate this month. There is a flurry of activity, but a lot of your energy is going to influence you with that 11th and 5th house in wanting to have fun or be connected to people, be sociable, lean into your hobbies, go out to activities. But I feel you're going to have a moment to think about your destiny, your path, and you're going to realize how awesome you are, how you've been holding it all together, how you're doing a great job. A lot of you may even look at, you know, your beauty routines and see that you look younger than you actually are. And also it's because you've got a good heart, good soul there. But also, you know, I feel there's this energy of you looking at your legacy and kind of like taking a moment to pause, that even when, you know, the cat was amongst the pigeons, you trusted that the universe had your back and that you would come on through, and the universe does come on through for you. So I definitely see here that you are protected and directed, especially if you've had a setback recently. I feel that you're being guided to a better way or a more fruitful way, or, you know, a way that helps things just work out the way you planned, with a nice little twist, because there is a nice surprise at the end of the month there. Now, some of you also, because we have the maturity card and we have the Six of Wands, if you're retiring this month, congratulations. I feel like you're going to be given a gift as a token of appreciation for all your hard work and service there, and it's time. A lot of you are like, oh yeah, it's time, okay? And I feel like you're going to have a wonderful rest, but also with that Seven of Pentacles, you're going to reinvest in yourself. I feel a lot of you are learning about yourself, what you're capable of, but also, you know, you're leaning into your life philosophy. You're giving back to yourself. It's now your time. A lot of you may book travel straight away, like I'm going to have a getaway and enjoy myself there. A lot of you also, you may have been worried that perhaps you were going to retire and you'd have, of course, a change of pace, but you may be worried that perhaps you were just going to be retiring on your own, but actually you will discover a friend is retiring at the same time as you. Maybe not exactly the same month, but within a couple of months of each other, and you two are going to be so close. The bond will deepen and you're going to do so many activities together. It's going to be wonderful there. This person really sees you and vice versa. I did mention that if you're searching for love, this is a great time to meet a person, but also if you're in a relationship and they have not popped the question just yet, they could be arranging some sort of travel. Okay, now I want you to be aware, for some of you, you may be like looking at your partner going, they're acting a little bit different. What's going on there? Okay, and at first, your go-to energy is like, what they up to? But I feel like they are planning some sort of surprise trip there. They want to treat you, have a getaway, and I feel like they're going to talk about commitment. So, with that Wheel of Fortune, it's a lucky surprise. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the process. For some of you, not all of you, this is only if you've been going through this, some of you may have been going through a separation because this is a resistance position. So I feel more than anything, a lot of you symbolically and spiritually are separating from things that don't make you feel peaceful or don't enrich your soul in some way. You may have noticed friendships evolving. You're drifting away from those people. It is to protect you for the next part of your journey. You know, sometimes we outgrow people for a reason. And I feel like you're doing a lot of that. It can make you feel discombobulated and you can feel isolated and alone in that. But actually, I feel like you're becoming and you're going to align with people who are part of the next part of your story. But if you have been going through a romantic separation and you've been going through some very turbulent energy, you've been feeling a little bit stuck, isolated, alone, and feeling a need to retreat. Maybe there's a lack of confidence there. And I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. But I can see in your future that you're going to meet a person who is your soulmate for life. Okay, now whether you want to marry that person, that's your prerogative, of course. But I do see you moving on. You'll process these feelings. Yes, you need to rediscover yourself within all of this because you merge, my beautiful Cancerians. This is something, if you're not aware of it, when you were in that relationship, you know, you became part of them and vice versa. You allowed your energy to completely merge there, and you may feel bereft and lost in that because now you've detached. You have to rediscover who you are on your own terms. It's a process. Enjoy it. It actually is an adventure, but sometimes we see it as a failure of a relationship. We feel numb, we feel empty, we feel a little bit lost in all of that. I've been through it myself. I completely understand, but if I could go back to my younger self, I would literally say, enjoy discovering who you are or rediscovering who you are because, you know, that's when you kind of tap into your wild. That's when you kind of like really come into your own and you really blossom. And I feel like you will meet a person, and I actually feel for a lot of you, there may be a flirtation that turns into something more in November that you may be surprised about. But with that Four of Swords, some of you may say, oh, it's a little bit too early. I just need to, you know, ground myself and work out who I am first before I reconnect to anybody else, which I feel is a very mature way to conduct yourself there. And also, I feel it is great to build a healthy foundation for a relationship. You're not going to rush into anything there. Big soul searching month as well for you, my beautiful Cancerians. A lot of you are thinking about where you belong right now. Where is home? Of course, home can be a feeling. Coming home to self is important, but a lot of you, there may be a relocation vibe here. Some of you may be thinking about relocating or where you want to retire to. And it can be that there's connection with family there as well. So whether you are moving closer to family or whether they're moving closer to you. For some of you, not all of you, It could be a talk about a family member coming to live with you. So this could be a parent or a guardian that you feel, you could benefit from having them around, and vice versa. So I feel there could be some movement there, and I feel it is time, especially if, your parent or guardian needs more company, for example, because I'm just seeing company here. I just feel maybe financially it is also more savvy. You will pool your resources. This could be something that you'll talk about there as well. That's of course not for all of you, but I definitely see that occurring for some of you this month. Now, no matter what you do, I feel like you are onto pastures new, which are going to be very successful for you. These two cards indicate after testing time, you reap the rewards. So whatever you're working hard on, and it's been tough, I can see that. I feel like you're being guided to more success, more rewards, and it's going to be a little bit more effortless. If you think about the nature of the hummingbird, their wings go like a mile a minute. They are so fast, but they make it look effortless. And I feel a lot of you, there's a change of pace in the middle of the month where things get a little bit quicker, but it won't last long. There's just a flurry of activity in the middle of the month there, but I see a lot of success, a reward, something you will celebrate here, something that feels like a benefit. For some of you, this could also be a gift or a token of appreciation from someone you really care about. It's a nice surprise. It just lets you know that they're thinking about you. But I feel like you personally are influencing your world in some way and stepping out of the shadows, allowing yourself to be seen in all your glory. So if you have been nourishing yourself in a different way, you're going to see the rewards of all your hard work. You're going to see it reflect on the outside of your body as well as the inside. For some of you who've been working really hard to run your own business, you're going to reap the rewards of that financially. If you've been working hard in the neighborhood or been working hard to campaign on something, because there's a lot of humanitarian energy around you because of your 11th house there, you're going to see the breakthrough that you want to see, that you are making a difference. But ultimately, I feel a lot of this month is giving back to yourself, enjoying the moment, planning parties or planning to have fun. This is also a period where some of you, if you're trying to get pregnant, this is a monumental time where I feel like you could be surprised, baby on board there. Congratulations if that's you. But also if you are pregnant and about to give birth, I do see here that baby may be a little bit delayed. You're like, hello, okay, it's time, but I feel like your baby is comfortable there, so I feel like there could be just a minor delay there on giving birth. But again, congratulations. I feel, there's going to be a flurry of activity around you. You may want to delay before everybody wants to come over and visit this new, beautiful, bright soul on this earth. I mean, I feel like your child is a peacekeeper. Definitely someone relevant who is going to make a monumental difference in this world. So congratulations. If that is you. But ultimately, not everybody wants to have children. Not everybody is having children, of course. This can be that you're birthing new ideas that help run your life more efficiently or more smoothly. Maybe automating plans to try and make money compound itself. A lot of you could be looking at, certain financial strategies that are a little bit safer, because, the Temperance card is an interesting energy. It can be that you are investing your money in some sort of safer bet. So this could be like an interest rate account where you get small yields, but then some of you may be looking at the more spontaneous kind of yields. I'm not really sure about finances, so you'd have to check out, someone who is qualified to give you advice regarding stock markets and things like that. But, this can be that you're looking at something that is a little bit more flighty, a little bit more changeable. Okay, you may be looking at overseas investments if you feel that where you live right now, the economy is crashing or it's not doing very well in your country and your currency. It could be that a lot of you are looking at opportunities to expand your finances, because this is a card of growth and abundance. So you may be looking at different banking institutions or different processes, maybe even overseas structures, in order to protect your wealth there as well. Now, Wheel of Fortune, of course, this indicates a lucky break, something to celebrate, something that brings peace. But also it helps you reinvest in yourself in some way. So I do see a lot of skill development here, but a lot of, improving your development and how you feel about yourself. mental well-being there, meditation, and maybe even self-help books there as well. But I feel there is some sort of lucky break that comes through, and I say it's lucky, but I feel like you worked really hard for it. It just feels like you're prepared for this success, and it gives you a moment to pause and really think about your next steps. This is an energy of quietening your mind, because I feel like you have a lot on your mind and certainly a lot on your to-do list there as well. And I feel like you are acknowledging that you've been very busy trying to transform your life. This is a card that highlights you're aware that sometimes life is up, sometimes it's down, and you're just riding that wave of life. You're following your heart, but now it's your turn. And it's your time to actually receive and reap the rewards of all the effort that you've been putting into your life there. I would say this is a harvest month for you, but a lot of the month is about maintaining and sustaining and just finding pockets of joy and fun with your nearest and dearest to really kind of like live in the moment. And the Four of Swords, of course, is an energy of getting a lot of emotional closure, and Scorpio season asks you to reflect and find stability, withdraw into self. And I feel, I'm actually hearing a lullaby right now. And the Four of Swords is actually about sleep. So a lot of you may be changing your sleeping patterns or finding that you'll have better sleep at the end of November. So lullaby is to pacify. Okay. So it can be just, finding a way to wind down in the day. Perhaps you're changing your habits in some way to wind down in a better way so that you can relax a little bit more, because the Four of Swords is relax. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, a lot of uncertainty out there in general, but you're protected and directed. This card literally means that no matter what comes at you, you are protected. Your guides are with you. You have people in spirit walking by your side. And I feel like a lot of you are going to receive a message from someone in spirit through a symbol. Let me see if I can check into that symbol. Well, I'm seeing a peace symbol right now. It's a circle peace symbol. I can't really remember what it's called, but I'm seeing that. Okay. So look out for symbols like that, but really ask for a sign or a symbol if you want to get like an omen from someone in spirit to acknowledge their presence, or if they've got a message for you in some way. I mean, a lot of you feathers maybe, but I'm not seeing that in the water. I'm only seeing the peace symbol there. So it can be like, relax. Things are going to be okay. So we've got 6-6, okay, 66 there. And it says here, your guardian angel is teaching you the essence of unconditional love. Yes. Okay, unconditional love for the people around you, for yourself. Do not lose yourself in that. Do not abandon yourself with constantly just giving to other people. Remember, you must give to yourself to replenish your energy. It says you are encouraged to have faith that the universe will provide for you while you are manifesting your inner desires. As I said, your 11th house is all about that. These cards are not all about manifestation. So you got the manifestation card right there. And it says, I am positive. So I do feel like you're trying to be a little bit more balanced. Look at the alternative and you're turning your life around there. We've got 888. That is always the number of abundance. Okay. And it says, I'm abundant. You'll look at a lot of people, they always have 888 somehow connected. And it says here, as you focus on all the wonderful things that surround you, you're clearing the path for more positive energy to flow into your life, into all areas, and create a place for abundance. So you're sorting the wheat from the chaff in your life really to create space for more abundant opportunities. You're in the pruning stages of basically detaching from anything that is not rewarding or fulfilling or healthy for you. You're trying to clear out anything that is negative. You're separating from things that just don't feel fulfilling anymore. And that is clearing space for new things to come. We also have number 3 there. Number 3 is the Empress energy. So I'm not surprised to see it connected here. But it says, expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You're able to get others on board with your ideas. You are charismatic. Okay, so definitely lots of creativity, new ideas there, but also conversations that are conducive to building strong relationships and fostering understanding there too. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. What have we got here? We have, we got a lot here. So we have a fleur-de-lis, which is often connected to an emperor energy. So a lot of you, if you're looking for love, a divine counterpart coming on in. But I feel this is about taking leadership in your life and being open to the rewards that must come your way because of that. Also, we have a key. Interesting. The key also has a fleur-de-lis on it. So maybe that's an omen or a sign that you'll see. But the key is about questioning. It's about unlocking your destiny. And, you know, in order to move forward, sometimes we have to acknowledge that old keys will not open new locks. And you are in a period right now where you are moving into a new chapter of your life, where you're valuing yourself in a different way. So that means that people don't get access to you in the same way. It also means that, you know, sometimes we learn things, we can take things with us that will inform us, but we need to push ourselves out of a comfort zone in order to obtain these new keys, in order to open the new locks to the next stage of life. So we also have the horse. So this is all about loyalty, tenacity, willpower, being driven. It's the chariot card energy, which means a lot of advancement going on there. It also means you like tapping into your wild spirit. And a lot of you, this is about freedom, independence, and of course travel, some sort of movement and improvement going on in your life there. And I feel this is about you rewilding, but also understanding more about your needs, as well as staying on top of your responsibilities. I feel like you're doing it all. It's like maintaining and sustaining with a nice little plot twist to celebrate at the end of the month, okay? So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Cancerians. Thank you so much, and love and light.